Some folks will find an excuse to rant about pretty much anything. Like this woman, who argues why she thinks the term breastfeeding is offensive.
Oh, you're so sensitive.
As always, stick around to the end for the recap, this week's woke news, and much, much more.
This is what we're not going to do. The cis people have been getting what they want for forever. If you want to call chest feeding breastfeeding, I don't give two shits. But on my platform, where I want to make people from the alphabet mafia more comfortable because I am a part of the LGBTQ plus community, I'm going to continue to say chest feeding. We live in a society where the word breast has been over-sexualized by the men, by the cis men. So for a lot of us, chest feeding just feels less sexualized. But again, there are those who are non-binary and those who go by other pronouns who feel more comfortable with the word chest feeding. I don't give two shits. I don't give two shits. Not one shit, none. I don't give no shits about cis women being offended by chest feeding. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't care.
Now, I quite miss the days before the internet where people would keep their insanity to themselves and not create controversy over biologically accurate terms. And this man brings up another controversial take on his own biology. Take a listen.
Hey everyone! So I want to talk today about the elephant in the room that women don't like talking about, but we all think about: having a bulge. Having a bulge doesn't magically make you a man. Having a bulge doesn't negate your womanhood. A lot of us women still have our bits and pieces, and that's okay. So I think we really need to start changing the language and discourse around this issue, and start normalizing it. Bye everyone!
Now, I can't speak on behalf of all women, but I'm sure not a single one has ever thought about their bulge. It's crazy how much weirder our world's become in just a short period of time. And if you thought that was a wardrobe disaster just now, just take a look at what this man is wearing to work.
Get ready with me for work. I'm gonna start the outfit with this Nickelodeon t-shirt. I'll be wearing these orange printed shorts, lime green socks to match the green in the shirt, a layer on this orange fishnet shrug to give the outfit a little more texture. I'm loving this so far. Let's add some accessories. When I go to work, I have to be very mindful and go light on the accessories. I don't want to show up to work looking like a clown. I always wear one lanyard to hold my airport badge, and I always wear one necklace for decoration. Today we're going with this carrot necklace because it really goes with all the orange in this outfit. Gonna add 2 bracelets that really go with the theme. I'll be wearing my happy flower earrings. I think I want to wear my orange hat to go with the orange theme, but I also kind of really like my hair today. But oh, the hat is really cute. I'm not really sure yet. I'll be wearing my strawberry lemonade floof monster friend bag to hold my phone. My green backpack to carry my lunch and water bottle. I'm gonna finish the outfit with my black shoes because they are the most comfortable to stand in. And now I'm ready for work. My shoes are a little dirty, so I didn't want to put them on yet. What do you think?
This is the worst.
Now, unless you're working at Nickelodeon or at a carnival, this might be one of the cringiest outfits I've seen in a while, and I'm glad the people in my neighborhood don't dress this way. And up next is another person who can't figure out how to act like a normal human.
I am a robot or android of sorts. I am not human, and I lack the ability to fully act human, because since I spawned in this human body, I have not been able to access the internet and download new ways of acting. I have transcripts for every way of acting and reacting to different things, and I lack new ones due to not being able to connect to the internet anymore. So I cannot always react accordingly to new things, because I cannot look it up anymore and do not know how to act and react.
Now, I'd stay away from the shrooms if I were her. I'm not sure our species is headed in the right direction if people can genuinely convince themselves that they're an android. And the worst part is this isn't satire. Just like this next woman who argues that queer and trans people actually experience time differently.
Did you know that queer and trans people actually experience time completely differently to cishet people? It's a concept called queer temporality, and it basically has to do with the fact that historically, as queer and trans people, our lives have started much later, and for a whole bunch of reasons, ended earlier than our cishet counterparts. So as a result, our experience of time is compressed. It also has to do with the fact that those milestones that we've been socialized to use to mark the passage of time, so things like marriage or having children or, working, retiring, inheritance, things like that, haven't been accessible to us. And that linear timeline has a name, heterochronology. And as queer and trans people, our experience of time often sits outside that. Basically, it's super interesting, and I'm going to be unpacking it more this week on the podcast. So listen in wherever you like to do that.
So the next time you're late for work, just tell your boss it's because you're trans. I'm not sure who educated this woman, but there's a lot of brain cells to be lost from listening to her. And up next are a few more examples of why liberals don't get taken seriously.
This is gonna be such a good year for me. And look, can you feel that?
Gay people rock! Gay people rock! Gay people rock! Don't change who you are!
Now, this singer pretty much sums up what the average corporation sounds like as soon as Pride Month comes around. Meanwhile, I truly wonder if any of this man's friends are being honest with him and telling him what he needs to hear about his appearance and apparent gender confusion. And speaking of confusion, listen to how this non-binary kindergarten teacher explains gender to her students.
How am I going to explain trans people to my kids? Well, I am a TA in kindergarten class, and I explained it to them today. So, people were wondering if I was a boy or a girl, and so they asked me. One of the kids said, "Bernie, are you a boy or a girl?" And I said, "That's a great question. I'm kind of in between." And he was like, "What? No, are you a boy or a girl?" And I was like, "Well, are you a boy or a girl?" And he's like, "I'm a boy." "And what do you think Lisette is?" "I think Lisette's a girl." "Cool. So some people are boys, some people are girls, and some people can be in between, or they can be neither. Most people are boys or girls, and sometimes people switch from one to the other." "What? You mean I could be a girl?" "Yeah, you could be a girl if you wanted to. Right now? Yeah, if you wanted to, you could say, I'm a girl, and if you wanted, I could call you by a different name and call you she." And he was like, "But I don't want to be a girl." And I said, "That's great. That means you're a boy, and I'll call you by your name and use he." And he said, "Okay, so what do we use for you?" And I was like, "You can use whatever you like. You can call me Mr. Bernie, Miss Bernie, or just Bernie." And he said, "Okay." So that's how you explain trans people to your kids. It's simple as heck, all right? Kindergartners can do it, and so can you. I really believe in you.
Fire her.
Now, this really begs the question, why so many teachers want to overshare their own sexuality and other adult topics with prepubescent children. And for our final clip, we tackle an age-old question. Why does biology actually matter?
You don't recognise trans people as women, do you?
No.
So what would you say to the... Literally, my mum is obviously a woman. She loves me to bits. My sister, she just accepts me now as her sister. I've got literally hundreds of women friends. I just lead a normal life. So why is that
Why
troublesome
can't you
for
do that still as a man?
No, but why is it your business?
Because it affects women in law and the way we live. It absolutely does.
It doesn't affect anyone.
Of course it does.
How does it affect us?
So, for example, if I was arrested today by a police officer who still had a penis but said he was a woman, he's allowed to intimately search me. Now, the reason he's allowed to intimately search me is because a transgender police officer who said he was a woman took the police to court to have that right, because he said it was discriminatory
But if
for
he
him not to be
believes,
able
if he
to.
believes he's a woman, you're saying that doesn't make him a woman.
That's saying I have to indulge in that belief also, and I don't.
Now, before we wrap up today's clips, I recently saw a news article that sums up a lot of insanity we see in today's world. So Russell Group University recently told its staff and students that saying the most qualified person should get the job is actually a microaggression. And at least 5 universities have issued either guidance or training courses on how to avoid microaggressions. Another example of microaggression was saying that everyone can succeed if they work hard enough, because it asserts that race doesn't play a role in life's successes. Now, if you ask me, that's one of the most backwards arguments I've heard in a while, and ironically also one of the most racist ideologies, by suggesting that quotas are needed for only certain groups. And we've seen a lot of people today who seem to experience microaggressions everywhere they go, from being offended by the term breastfeeding, to being misgendered, or in other cases being labelled as a human instead of an android. I think a lot of insanity can be fixed if people stop seeing everything as a microaggression and treating every differing opinion as if it's a personal attack. But as always, let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.